We are Kentucky, Tennessee Living, and we are here at the Newbern Depot in Newbern, Tennessee. We would love to thank Lynn and Mitzi Willis for their hospitality and knowledge. We truly learned a great deal about rail history during our visit. There is quite a bit of history that surrounds the outside of the building, including the train collision of 2020. In this video, we will get to this history, and in our next video, we will be diving into the actual train museum itself. Some of the photographs are used with permission and were donated by Lynn Willis. We thank you so much for the history that you shared with us. We truly enjoyed our time here. All aboard! While this time we are not boarding a time machine as usual, we are going to be going to a train station to learn a little bit more about rail history. But I need your help. In order for us to transport ourselves over to the Newbern train station, to catch a train for the museum and rail history, we need to start the engines. Please help us by clicking on the subscribe and bell notifications down below. This helps us to reach other viewers and people who love history as much as we do. Now, back to our story. In this video, we will cover the history of the building itself, from its beginning to where it stands today. Then we will travel outside of the depot to see a beautiful park with the water fountain and gazebo, with lots of places to sit and enjoy the day. There is also a covered area that hosts an antique fire engine and antique rail cart. We will also walk into the lobby of the station where people usually wait on the trains to arrive. We will also walk through to the back of the station to the loading dock where passengers board. This is also a spot where the train accident occurred in 2020, and we have pictures and a brief statement about it. A brief history of the Newbern Depot building. While we will get more into the history of the depot in our videos about the museum itself, we thought we would say something about the history of the building before Amtrak started picking up passengers there. According to Wikipedia, the depot that currently stands was the third building that stood on that spot. The second building was a wood structure that burned down in 1918. In 1920, the new depot was made from brick. It was a combination depot that accommodated both passengers and freight. It had a rail business office and was built with a craftsman's influence. Next to the passenger dock was a platform where cotton bales were loaded into the train for transport. Passenger transport in the depot ceased in 1965 when the Illinois Central Railroad stopped their passenger trains. They converted the building over to storage until 1990. We will cover the brief history later in this video when we cover the dedication plaque and go into more detail in our next videos about the Railroad Museum. The April 2nd, 2006 tornado. One of the memorials that is placed in front of the Newbern Depot is dedicated to the loss of life due to the 2006 tornado that hit the area. The memorial reads as follows. Quote, in memory of those taken from our community by the April 2nd, 2006 tornado. For as long as the rail rolls by, let the whistle sound the remembrance of those we love and miss. Eddie P. and Vicki S. Sharon. And grandson Lucas Allen Simpson. William T. Travis Hickman and mother Estelle Horner Hickman. William, Bill, and Wanda Taylor. Doreen Hunt. Jerry L. and Stacy Abels and son Tyler J. Kyolieber. Eloy Cardoza Urest. Janie O'Brien King. Sidney Bruce. Jeremy and Jody Price. Along the railroad are 16 dogwoods planted for each friend. Each tree greets visitors to a community who cares. Unquote. Other signs around the city park. A sign between the two city benches reads, quote, donated to the city of Newbern by Mr. Frank Perot in memory of his wife, Mrs. Helen Perot, unquote. The antique fire truck. The City of Newbern fire truck engine number 1 is dedicated to the memory of William H. Uncle Robertson. Station information. The following information is quoted from Lynn Willis, the station master. Quote, normal times, 12:22 a.m. northbound, 3:56 a.m. southbound. Train is City of New Orleans, running from Chicago to New Orleans. Began service at Newbern in April 1992. About 3,000 people a year board here, unquote. The sign outside of the building reads, Amtrak, Newbern, Dyersburg, Tennessee. Thank you for choosing Amtrak. For more information, 1-800-USA-RAIL or Amtrak.com. Inside the lobby. The sign inside the lobby reads, Building Dedication, September 25th, 1993. This historic rail depot was purchased by the town of Newbern on June 29, 1990. In appreciation to the many individuals who have contributed their time and their financial assistance towards the renovation, this building is hereby dedicated in their honor on the 25th day of September, 1993. The building was placed on the National Register of Historical Places on March 25, 1993. Board of Mayor and Aldermen, 1990. Mayor Joe Adams, Alderman Harry Cobb, Francis Smith, Eddie Greger, James Kendall, Steve Harper, and Jim Barry. The paintings on the walls. The painting of the train in the lobby was painted by Denny Murray. The painting on the opposite wall shows the banners of each of the rail companies that use the tracks. Amtrak, Illinois Central, the City of New Orleans Amtrak, and a small square that states Newbern Depot, built 1920, Newbern, Tennessee. Illinois Central plates. Illinois Central, 1851 to 1951, for 100 years, main line of Mid-America. The black and white photo is from the Newbern Depot Facebook page and was taken on the day this memorial was dedicated. The train accident. This history is told to us once again by Station Master Lynn Willis. Quote, "It was a semi-truck that got stuck on a crossing and was hit by a northbound train July 15, 2020. Train managed to slow to 40 miles per hour before impact. I know the engineer. The bay window took the brunt of it. Depot took over a year to repair, but the majority of it was due to legal disputes between the insurance companies of the city, truck, and train." Unquote. Thankfully, no injuries or fatalities were reported. The train platform. Our last stop on today's visit to the Newbern Depot will be the landing platform. This is where the passengers get on and off the train. The little metal bench comes from the Dyersburg booth. The Dyersburg Depot burned in 1979 and was replaced until 1992 with a small booth. The brick building is the railroad office area and is not for passengers. Next week, we will dive more into the rail history that the Newbern Depot has to offer with its museum. We wish to thank Station Master Lynn Willis and his wife Mitzi for their generous and wonderful hospitality. We are truly thankful for their time in explaining everything and sharing their knowledge of the station's rich history with us. We truly enjoyed our time with them. We at Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we discover the mysteries of Appalachian history.